Yeah, I need to hear the reasoning behind your statement, Dribrom, because my gut reaction is to tell you that that's just not true. Lifetime subs, why would you consider those a scam? Those were amazing. I only wish I could have taken advantage of a lifetime sub for Lord of the Rings Online. There are people I have personal friends who have lifetime subscriptions to Lord of the Rings Online, and they have been able to play that game. They get so many of the Lotro coins for free. They don't have to pay anything for them. Like, yeah, you need to specify what do you mean. And they didn't remove subs. They didn't remove subs at all. The subscriptions are still there. What they did is they reframed the game so that there is a base package that the free to play players have access to, and then people who are VIP like myself, we get all sorts of other access. Like one of the cool things about Lord of the Rings Online is if you pay a subscription, you get access to all of the expansions without having to actually buy the expansions, which is amazing. Um, but if you're lifetime, you have like like I'm not understanding the logic there at all. Like you got lifetime access to the VIP tier of Lord of the Rings Online. And the best part, like, well, hang on a second. I got to call you out on that a little bit, Dribrom. You said you quit playing, so you don't know how it is now. And but from what you read, subs was not worth anything. That's not. I don't think that's a fair statement to call it a scam if you haven't actually played in a long time, and you're just going based on what you're reading, because that's just not true. That's just not true. Um, Lord of the Rings Online is an amazing game, and the subscription tiers the things that you get with being a sub are absolutely amazing. That is so much far above and beyond what you get as like the base player. And if you paid, and here's the other thing about this, a lot of people don't realize this. The lifetime sub only cost about $200 when it came out. The lifetime value of the traditional MMORPG player is $225. That means the average player, not the whales, not the free to play people, the average gamer who plays an MMORPG spends about $225 over the course of their lifetime playing a game. So for the company to offer a lifetime subscription for 200-ish dollars means that they were looking at the way that looks is you look at the lifetime value of the customer. So we're going to offer this is the most amount of money we're going to get from anybody anyway. So let's go ahead and sell that up front, and that gives us a bunch of liquid cash that we can now use for other things, for development and so on and so forth. Um, I only wish I would have gotten a lifetime sub, but I wasn't around. I think I was traveling full time when they came out with the lifetime sub, so I didn't get it. That's it. But it's so far from that is not a scam at all. And as someone who actively plays Lord of the Rings Online, I don't play it like every day, but I do play it every single year. I keep it installed on my PC. I just dropped in, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, to do a tour of the River Hobbit houses because the River Hobbit housing came into the game, I think, in October. And I went through um, with Stalia. She did a tour of her house with me. I've played at the free to play level and I've played at the VIP level with Lord of the Rings Online. That game has one of the best tiered systems. So the free to play player gets the base game and all of the content all the way up to Helm's Deep, which is level 90. That's like 6 years of expansions, if I'm not mistaken, that the base player gets for free. Now, there are some restrictions in that. Like you can't use fast travel as a free to play player. Um, so going back and when you're a VIP, the perk of a VIP is that I get access. One of the perks is I get access to fast travel. That's an immediate reason why I would want to be a VIP. But if you're lifetime, like Lestalia is a lifetime subscriber. Like she and I have gone over. She gets so many amazing perks that I only wish I could get because as a VIP, even I don't get those perks. So there's multiple tiers of how much of an awesome supporter of Lord of the Rings Online you are. Um, Welcome Odin Rot to the Twitch channel. Thanks for the follow. Um, yeah, right, Assassin. From a business sense, I only wish more games would do it, but the reality of the way the industry is today, no company is going to offer a lifetime perk in 2023. The lifetime perks were like 10 years ago when companies were just getting into the whole, hey, we're going to maybe make a transition, excuse me, maybe make a transition over to free to play. And right before that, they were offering lifetime subs as a way to sort of spike business growth. Um, says they got Star Trek Online lifetime sub for half price during a sale. Like, oh, a couple years ago they offered it. That's cool. I wish I could get it in WoW or Final Fantasy. It would definitely affect dev cycle. And also, World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy are big enough games that they'll never do that lifetime perk because that's usually something that's offered with smaller games that have a niche audience and they're in a cycle where they're looking to spike sales. So rather than offer a marketing event, they'll do like a lifetime sub. Now, some people would say, hey, that might be a downside because if you know that those people are just going to play for a little while and go away, you're only ever going to get that much money from them. You're never going to be able to extend it. So I'm a whale if you consider how I play MMORPGs. Dribrum just said, I never play more than 3 years and I've never returned after I've stopped. See, I'm the complete opposite. I play games. If I like the game, I'll play it for years and years and years and years and years. Star Wars: The Republic and Lord of the Rings Online are two good examples. I've played both of those games since they launched. I don't play them full time, but I play them all the time. Like the way it usually works is I drop in about once a year, and I'll usually pick one or the other. It's actually about an 18-month cycle, and I almost always play those with my brother. So we usually will come in during the winter months when he has a lot of inside time to game. And good morning, Chuck Finn. And we'll go up together and we'll play, and then we'll usually have community members come in and game with us. So I have paid, if you consider how often I have paid a subscription, and also buying expansions and everything else for like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars: The Republic, I have given those games. I would ballpark it. I would have to sit down and do the math, but I would bet that we're well over 500. I'd say we're probably up around $750. Could be more. Star Wars Republic might even be actually they might because I've done some cash shop stuff in those games too because I like cosmetics and so I've absolutely spent money in the cash shop above and beyond the coins that I get because I'm like, ooh, they have that new sale going on that really cool Mandalorian armor that I want, things like that. Also, EverQuest 1 and EverQuest 2. At one point I was running 4 accounts for EverQuest 1. And I've always dual boxed EverQuest 2. I have 2 World of Warcraft accounts. I have 2 Lord of the Rings Online accounts. I'm in the whale category because I've definitely spent 750-ish dollars on the games that I've played since they launched. And that's not the average. The average is $225, $250. Um, it's but that's my primary source of entertainment. I don't go out. I don't go to clubs. I don't go bowling. I don't have social clubs. Like MMORPGs have always been my primary source of activity, entertainment, I should say, apart from travel. But travel is way more expensive. Travel is super expensive. So I think that I think that the feeling some people may have had about lifetime subscriptions being a scam is some people who were there and they had an active VIP subscription when the game decided to offer the lifetime. So they bought the lifetime, and then maybe a year down the road or 2 years down the road, the game's converted from a subscription only model to the new hybrid model, which is free to play with an optional subscription. And some of those people had a knee jerk reaction and said, oh no, I wasted $225 to buy a lifetime thing, and they took away the mandatory sub. I'm no longer getting the value that I paid for, and that's not true. The value has simply been converted into a different tier of things. But that's difficult to see in the immediate reaction to something change because everybody hates change. We all hate change. If somebody changes the way if somebody cooks my eggs the way that I didn't ask my eggs to be cooked, I'm going to be up in arms because I'm going to be like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted eggs over easy, not sunny side up. And so there's always that initial but then when you actually step back and look at it from a logical long-term standpoint, um, so yeah,